Welcome to another RSR. Tonight, I'm recapping the round of 32 and predicting the round of 16 of the 2023 Leagues Cup. Should be a very interesting video here. Predicciones de la octavos de final de la Leagues Cup 2023. First, the recap of the round of 32, though. Starting off with South round of 32, number 1, the only game that didn't end in the South with penalties. Because it ended first, we're going sort of, as time goes. Mazatlan FC 1, FC Dallas 2. FC Dallas beats Mazatlan FC. They do just enough. Dallas played better than Mazatlan. Dallas were the better team. They got the 2 goals that they needed to beat Mazatlan. Dallas looked like the better team throughout most of the game, I think. I think Dallas sort of took this one as easy as they could. I think they could have been a bit more serious, but in the end, Dallas still win. I got that one right. 1-0 on my predictions so far. Predicted Dallas to win, they won. South round of 32, number 4, CF Pachuca 0, Houston Dynamo FC 0. Dynamo win 5-3 on penalties. Tight game. Pachuca puts out a sub-23 lineup. Dynamo try their best, but still take out some of their best players at the half or part way through the game. Dynamo have the better shootout. Pachuca, yeah, that didn't really end well for Pachuca, didn't it? Their shootout did not look so good. Dynamo do what they need to do. They win. Predicted Dynamo to win. They did. 2-0 on my predictions. Oh, wait. Yeah, Miami didn't end on penalties. That ended outright. But there was a penalty in the game that was very contentious. South round 32, number 2. Inter Miami CF 3-1 over Orlando City SC. Messi scores a brace, 2 volleys. Soft penalty that Josef Martinez earned. I would say was given, but technically earned, but given. And takes it, puts it away. That makes it 3-1. Cesar Araujo scores one of the goals for Orlando. Could have scored a second. They take it away through offside. But Miami looked like this was their game from minute 1. Once it started, it looked like it was their game. Simple as. It looked like it was their game. It is what it is. I got that right. 3-0 on my predictions. West round of 32, number 1. LAFC 7-1 versus LAFC Juarez. LAFC beat the ever-loving crap out of Juarez. I ain't got much else to say. LAFC dominated them. They came out of their break, rested and recouped, and beat the ever-loving crap out of them. I got that one right. 4-0. East round of 32, number 3. Pumas Unam 0. Querétaro FC 1. Querétaro scored a wonder goal through Sepulveda, and that's how they won the game. Pumas did not look good at all. Querétaro didn't really either, but they got the goal. They went through. I was wrong about that one. 4-1 on my predictions. East round of 32, number 2. New York Red Bulls 1. NYCFC 0. Red Bulls got a penalty. Fernandez puts it away. NYCFC should have scored a goal, if not 2, but it doesn't matter. They didn't get it. They lose. I was wrong about that. 4-2 on my predictions. East round of 32, number 1. Philadelphia Union 0. DC United 0. 5-4 on penalties for Philadelphia. Pretty boring game. Pretty tight game, sort of similar to Philly versus Cincinnati in the playoffs last year. Philly should have been better. They should have dominated, but Philly sort of played with their food. Leads to penalties, and they came back and won the shootout. It was a little bit tense there, but they got it done. I predicted Philly. They won. I was right about that. 5-2 on my predictions. East round of 32, number 4. Atlas FC 2. New England Revolution 2. The Revs come back to tie it up. After 2 early goals from Atlas, they tie it up. They go to penalties. Revs win 8-7. And it was because Abella put it off the crossbar and Andrew Farrell basically popped that next penalty into the net so quick, it almost broke the space-time continuum. Or, I guess, the speed of sound. But, again, the Revs, I picked them to win. They came back. They got it done. I was right. 6-2 on my predictions. South round of 32, number 3. Charlotte FC 0. Cruz Azul 0. 4-3 on penalties. Christian Kalina came up big in that shootout. 3 saves. Hasn't saved a penalty until that Dallas shootout, then saves 3 more here. What a performance by Kalina. That's all I got to say. Cruz Azul, you suck right now. You should have lost outright, but hey, got knocked out on penalties. You shouldn't even have been in this game. It should have been Atlanta. But I was right. 7-2 on my predictions. West round of 32, number 2, Club Leon 1, Real Salt Lake 3. Salt Lake scores 3 goals and beats the champions of CONCACAF. What? I'm surprised. I'm legitimately surprised. Real Salt Lake 2 from Osofsky, 1 from Chicho Arango, which that doesn't surprise me. Leon didn't play well enough. They didn't play like champions. Salt Lake rightfully won. I gotta say, they rightfully won. 7-3 on my predictions on the first half of the card. Just have more on the back. It gets worse. Central, round of 32, number 3, Chicago Fire, FC 0, Club America 1. They played with their food. They got a red card. Arguably should have went to penalties, but they did get a goal. They went through. America did not look that good. This was more like the America that played Columbus. Chicago just couldn't make them pay. Doesn't look too good for America, but they won. I was right, 8-3 on my predictions. Central, round of 32, number 4, FC Cincinnati 1, Nashville SC 1. Cincinnati loses on penalties 4-5. Nashville scores what they need to score. They did enough. They deserved to win the match. They were the better team. They were. They wanted to win. Cincinnati just wanted to protect their home unbeaten streak, which technically it's still intact. Penalties don't count. Technically it's still intact. I got to check that. But to me, penalties is a draw, and they lost on the shootout. They're technically still intact. But is it, though? I don't know. But Nashville deserved to win. They wanted it more. They wanted to win. They wanted to move on. Cincinnati thinks they're going to get the Champions Cup through winning the Supporters' Shield. Hopefully they don't bottle it. You hope you don't bottle it, because if you do, you put yourself in a really bad position that you deserve to get owned and miss the Champions Cup or lose the MLS Cup as well. But hey, if you win the Supporters' Shield, I guess it didn't hurt in the slightest, I guess. Nashville deserved to win, though. I was wrong about that. 8-4 on my predictions. Central round of 32, number 1, Columbus Crew 3, Minnesota United FC 3. Minnesota wins 4-3 on penalties. 6 straight horrible penalties, but Minnesota gets it done. Dane St. Clair stood tall. Long Juan puts Minnesota in a good place. They get the third. Long Juan missed his penalty, which would have ended the game, too. But Minnesota, in the end, Dane St. Clair makes one more save. Minnesota scores one more penalty. Minnesota wins. I was wrong about that. 8-5 on my predictions. Central round of 32, number 2, Toluca FC 4, Sporting Kansas City 1. Toluca whipped them. Toluca whipped up Sporting Kansas City. Simple as. Toluca whipped them. And that's what happened. Sporting Kansas City did not look like the team that beat Chivas at all. Toluca is on fire right now. 4 goals in each game, I think. All of them. I think they scored 4 against Colorado as well. At least 3+ goals in all 3 games. They're hot right now. I was wrong about that. 7, 8, and 6 on my predictions. West round of 32, number 4, CF Monterrey 1, Portland Timbers FC. I picked Portland to win. I wanted them to win too, but I picked them to win. I thought they could stand toe-to-toe with Monterrey. They did. Just 30 seconds of them making a terrible mistake, allowing Meza to score. Puts Portland out. I was wrong. Monterrey didn't really do much. They scored a goal and then just let Portland attack. Monterrey still wins. I was 8-7 on my predictions. And finally, West round of 32, number 3, Tigres UANL 1, Vancouver Whitecaps 1. Tigres get the draw. Gignac scores to draw it up. Pedro Vite scored the 1 for the Vancouver Whitecaps. They go to penalties. Tigres wins on penalties 5-3. Big save. Horrible penalty by Veselinovic. Save by Nawel. And then Gorahan ends it, makes it 5-3. I was right about that. Tigres going through. I was right about that. 9-7 on my predictions. 9 out of 16 on my round of 32 predictions. It got bad today. It got really bad today. My bracket busted. But Tigres did enough to win. I think they should have been better, but they did enough to win. It is what it is. So now to the predictions. The League's Cup round of 16 predictions. East. In the East, Eastern quarterfinal or round of 16-1, Philadelphia Union versus New York Red Bulls. I think Philadelphia is the better team. I think the Red Bulls are crap. I think they got lucky that they did enough against NYCFC that NYCFC played like their crap selves and didn't kick on from beating Toronto 5-0. Red Bulls got a penalty. They pushed on, and NYCFC should have won that game. They had a lot more possession, but Red Bulls are going to lose to Philly. They just are. Philly is going to make Red Bulls look like the crap team that they are. Philadelphia Union goes to the quarterfinal. Querétaro FC versus New England Revolution. I think the Revolution are going to win. I think the Revolution are going to win. I don't think they're going to go down to a team that they should beat. I think Querétaro looked milquetoast as well. They got lucky. They had a wonder goal. I think the Revs will play a lot better against Querétaro at home. I think they'll have a better performance. I think the Revs win. So, Philadelphia and New England move on to the Eastern quarterfinal. We'll get on to that. South. Well, I'll tell you my predicted quarterfinals once again after my predictions are over. FC Dallas versus Inter Miami CF. I think Dallas have the best chance of beating Miami in this tournament so far. I think Dallas is the most well-rounded team. They're playing at home. They may have Ilata Mendy. I still think Messi gets it done. I still think Messi and Miami get it done. I think Messi is the reason. I think Miami will have enough offensive firepower to beat Dallas. I think it'll be a 3-2 win. I think Miami have to outscore them, but Miami does outscore them. Inter Miami wins in the South. The second South quarterfinal or round of 16 match is Charlotte FC versus Houston Dynamo FC. I think Houston wins. I think Houston wins. Why did I write that wrong? Houston wins. I think Houston's the better team this season. I think Charlotte got lucky to get to the shootout as well against Cruz Azul. I think both teams are crap when they played each other, Cruz Azul and Charlotte. I think Houston's better this year. Charlotte definitely stopped scoring goals in the knockout round. I think Houston's the better team. I do. I think Houston will play their best 11. They'll look like what they should have looked like against Pachuca. It'll be hard for Charlotte to play them. I think Houston gets it done. Houston moves on to the quarterfinals. The West, LAFC versus Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake, lightning won't strike twice. They're going to BMO Stadium, Bank of California Stadium. I don't see why Salt Lake would win. I think LAFC absolutely are going to kick on from that Juarez win, at least in this situation. If they played Leon, I think it would have been a lot tighter. I think they would have lost, even if Leon looked bad against RSL, but I think LAFC is better than RSL. I think LAFC are better. I don't think Chicho Arango gets any revenge. I don't think Denny Musovski gets any revenge. I think LAFC have woken up, and they're going to win this match. LAFC moves on to the quarterfinal. Tigres UANL versus CF Monterrey. We got a Classico Regio. Probably played either in Portland or Vancouver. I don't know which. But I have Tigres winning. I have Tigres beating Monterrey. I think Tigres are better in knockout football. They're the defending Mexican champions. They've had some really good, tough-fought matches. This will be a very tough match. But I think Tigres fans will come out and really support. I think the fans will push them through wherever they are. And I think Tigres, they're still playing as well as they did in the Liga. I think Tigres are still hot right now. I think that'll be enough to put them through, whether that's on penalties or outright, but Tigres moves through. Central, Minnesota United FC versus Toluca FC. There's no way. Toluca wins. There's no way Minnesota beats Toluca. Toluca is going to score 3 or 4 goals, make Minnesota look like freaking junior varsity. Toluca wins. Finally, Club America versus Nashville SC. We got Club America winning. I think America does just enough to win, even though they're going to Geodis Park, even though they're technically the home team. I think when it really matters, I think America, they have not looked good over the past 2 games, but I believe that America will do just enough to beat Nashville. Nashville got lucky to get through Cincinnati. I think America will show why they're favorited in that side of the bracket, at least in this match. I think America gets it done. It may be tough, but I think they get it done. So, predicted quarterfinals of the League's Cup. Predizione della Corto Stefano della Leagues Cup East. Philadelphia Union versus New England Revolution. South, Inter Miami CF versus Houston Dynamo FC. West, LAFC versus Tigres UANL, a Champions League rematch from the year 2020. Final rematch from the year 2020. And then the Central, Toluca FC versus Club America. Very likely we have a Liga MX team from the left side of the bracket. 25% chance we don't. LAFC has to beat 2 Mexican teams. And we will have a MLS team out of Messi's side of the bracket with the way I have this predicted. I mean, Querétaro has to win 2 games. I mean, they're not. I don't think so, at least. So, that's what it looks like. The quarterfinals to determine the winner of each conference or division or geographic region. We'll predict those once we get there, but I think we know what it will look like. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I shall see you tomorrow for a live watch along and review of Inter Miami, or FC Dallas versus Inter Miami CF. That's the only one on the 6th. We gonna do it. Because MLS knows that's the only one they should do on the 6th. There you go. So, I'll see you tomorrow for that. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you later.